History of Fort Jesus, built by the Portuguese, 1593 to 1596. Reason: to protect their trade route to India and control the East African coast. Architect: designed by Italian engineer Giovanni Battista Cairati. Name: origin: named Fort Jesus to symbolize Christianity, as the Portuguese were strong Roman Catholics. Background and strategic importance. Location: built on the southeastern edge of Mombasa Island, overlooking the old port of Mombasa. Purpose: Fort Jesus was constructed by the Portuguese in 1593 to 1596 under the orders of King Philip I of Portugal. Why Mombasa? The island was a key trade hub on the East African coast, critical for the spice and slave trades, linking Africa to India, Arabia, and Europe. Second strategic location. Located on Mombasa Island, overlooking the Indian Ocean. Built to watch over the old port of Mombasa, a crucial stop in the Indian Ocean trade network. Reasons for building Fort Jesus. Strategic military defense, to protect Portuguese interests and trade routes in the Indian Ocean from Ottoman Turks, Arabs, and local African resistance. Control of trade. Mombasa's port was vital for controlling Indian Ocean trade, especially spices and ivory. Symbol of power. It served as a symbol of Portuguese colonial strength and technological superiority. Design and architecture. The fort was built in the shape of a man lying on his back, symbolizing a guardian. Let's go around it. Schematic layout. Main gate, south side, the main entrance for visitors and soldiers. North side, sea-facing walls, heavy cannons and bastions for protection from sea attacks. East and west bastions, used for watching and defending the coastline. Rooms and vaults inside, used as prisons, storerooms, living quarters, and ammunition stores. Water cisterns, used to store rainwater for survival during sieges. Architecture, designed by Giovanni Battista Cairati, an Italian architect. Shaped like a man lying on his back when seen from above. Built using coral stone, with thick walls and bastions for defense. It combined European military architecture with local Swahili building techniques. The cannons of Fort Jesus, found especially on the sea-facing walls. Used by various powers over time, Portuguese, Arabs, British. Some cannons are engraved with European symbols and dates. These cannons protected the fort against attacks from Omani Arabs and local uprisings, historical takeovers and battles. Fort Jesus changed hands multiple times, a testament to Mombasa's contested importance. 1593 to 1698, controlled by the Portuguese. 1698, captured by the Omani Arabs after a 33-month siege, one of the longest in African history. 1728 to 1729, briefly recaptured by the Portuguese. 1837 to 1895, used as a barracks and prison by the Sultan of Oman. 1895 to 1958, served as a British colonial prison when Kenya became a British protectorate. Who controlled Fort Jesus over time? First Portuguese, 1593 to 1698. Built and controlled it first. Second, Omani Arabs, 1698 to 1837. Captured it after a 33-month siege. Third, British, 1895 to 1963. Turned it into a prison during colonial rule. Fourth, Kenyan government, post-independence, declared it a national monument in 1958. Colonial use and decline. During British rule, Fort Jesus was used as a prison and fell into partial ruin. It lost its military function, but remained important in the administration of colonial justice. Things you can find in Fort Jesus today. 1. Cannons and cannonballs. 2. Portuguese writing on the walls. 3. Old prison cells. 4. Arabic calligraphy from Omani. Period 5. Skeletons of soldiers. 6th Archaeological Museum. holding pottery, beads, weapons, and trade items. 7. Swahili architecture, mixtures of Islamic and Portuguese design. 8. Secret escape tunnels and water wells, wall graffiti and carvings from different eras. Significance of Fort Jesus. Cultural symbol, represents Kenya's colonial and trade history. UNESCO World Heritage Site, 2011, recognized globally for its historical value. Tourist attraction, brings thousands of visitors annually. Educational resource, used for teaching colonial history in schools. Cultural significance. Today, Fort Jesus is a symbol of resistance, resilience, and the blending of African, European, and Arab influences. Hosts events, cultural festivals, and night tours for both locals and international visitors. It's a popular site for school trips, researchers, and tourists learning about East African coastal history. Notable examples: Siege by Omani Arabs, 1696 to 1698. A legendary siege where defenders reportedly ran out of food and water, relying on sea turtles and condensation for survival. Pillar of Shame. A pillar inside the fort said to mark the site where traitors or prisoners were executed.